Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wellspring on this Sunday, March 28th, 2021. My name is Terry Conator, and I welcome all of you here in person as well as in Zoom land. So please stand now if you're able, and we will sing our Song of Joy.
Whisper to my heart, I will hear you. Whisper to my heart, I am listening, Lord. Spirit, like a gentle wind, send your peace to me again. Whisper to my heart. Whisper to my heart, I will hear you. Whisper to my heart, I am listening, Lord. Spirit, like a gentle dove, sing to me your song of love. Whisper to my heart. The stillness speak, and I will know. To my heart, I will hear you. Whisper to my heart, I am listening, Lord. Spirit, like a gentle wind, send your peace to me again. Whisper to my heart. Whisper to my heart.
You may be seated. Thank you, Mark and Taylor. Join me now, please, in reciting our vision, mission, and affirmation statements. Our vision: to elevate spiritual consciousness in our world. Our mission: to support individual spiritual quests through celebration, study, counsel, loving fellowship, and service. And our affirmation: I hold a vision, a grand vision for my life. I affirm that I am a person of unlimited faith. I believe that all things are possible. I trust Spirit to do the creative work in my life adventure. I affirm that whatever I encounter, there is a perfect solution. Now for today's invocation. Please get comfortable in your chair. Put your feet on the floor if you like. Close your eyes if you like. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Breathe in again, knowing that we are breathing in spirit, the all that is. As we breathe spirit in, we acknowledge that the universe is made up of nothing but this loving energy. As we continue to breathe in and out, we understand and feel that we are made up of that same spirit, energy, love, joy, peace, and power. Spirit is flowing in, through, and around each and every person in today's service, and especially our speaker. We affirm that there is a message for each of us in what is spoken today, and that we will hear it with open ears, knowing that all is in divine order. Let us give thanks for all who are here today, for each individual's contribution and participation, knowing that we are extending love to our community and lifting the entire universe. And so it is. And now for our reading. Our reading today comes from Destiny of Souls by Michael Newton. Life is a matter of constant change toward fulfillment. Our place in the world today may be different tomorrow. We must learn to adapt to these different perspectives in life because that too is part of the plan for our development. In so doing, there is a transcendence of self from the masking process of a temporary outer shell to that which lies deep within our permanent soul mind. To uplift the human mind from feelings of disenchantment, we must expand our consciousness while forgiving ourselves for mistakes. I believe that it is vital to our mental health that we laugh at ourselves and the foolish predicaments we get into along the road. Life is full of conflicts, and the struggle, pain, and happiness we experience are all reasons for our being here. Each day is a new beginning. This last part now is a final quote from a subject who is preparing for another departure from the spirit world into a new incarnation on earth. He says, "Coming to earth is about traveling away from our home to a foreign land. Some things seem familiar, but most are strange until we get used to them, especially conditions which are unforgiving. Our real home is a place of absolute peace, total acceptance, and complete love. As souls separated from our home, we can no longer assume these beautiful features will be present around us. On earth, we must learn to cope with intolerance, anger, and sadness, while searching for joy and love. We must not lose our integrity along the way, sacrificing goodness for survival and acquiring attitudes either superior or inferior to those around us. We know that living in an imperfect world will help us to appreciate the true meaning of perfection. We ask for courage and humility before our journey into life, into another life. As we grow in awareness, so will the quality of our existence. This is how we are tested. Passing this test is our destiny." Now I would like to have our musicians, Taylor and Mark, please come up again and play some special music for us.
So this first song that we're going to be doing was recommended to us by Flo, and this is an old Roy Rogers country song, and it's perfect for talking about reincarnation. It's Happy Trails. Trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you. Till we meet again. Some trails are happy ones, others are blue. It's the way you ride that trail that counts. Here's a happy one for you. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again. till we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again. Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Thank you both so much. That was very sweet. Now I would like to introduce our guest speaker for today, Mr. Erwin Albrecht. Please come up.
Good morning. My presentation today is going to be on souls again. A soul's primary objective is to increase its spirituality in order to get closer to God, the Creator. Spirituality is acquired through logical classes which are given in heaven and earthly emotional experiences. For a soul, heaven is a warm, delightful, and comfortable place with many friends and no negatives. Souls are reluctant to incarnate but their desire to achieve greater spirituality overcomes that reluctance. When souls are created, they are placed into soul groups. The souls and soul groups live forever. A soul group consists approximately of 15 souls that have similar characteristics. Each soul and each soul group has a spiritual guide. A soul and its host are two distinct entities. A soul and a host are totally different people, or totally different. During incarnation, a soul resides in its host, but does not occupy physical space. The soul has a thinking ability, and its host has a thinking brain. The soul knows all of its host's mind, such as dreams and thinking, all the time. The soul provides guidance to its host, but may not control it in any way, but is held responsible for its actions. Each soul has an individual heavenly account, which it uses to store emotionally derived points and logically derived points. The heavenly account balance is carried from incarnation to incarnation, and its spirituality, the soul's spirituality increases if the heavenly account balance has increased. A soul will gain points whenever its action is perceived as caring or loving by the recipients. The negative is true as well. As the soul advances spiritually, it specializes into various occupational fields. One such field is that of a soul guide. Another is that of creating new souls. There is an occupation of maintaining extremely detailed records of all past, present, and future lives in the universe. These records, known as the Akashic records, very highly advanced souls serve to review and guide souls that are planning an incarnation, and also serve in guiding and dealing with post-incarnation guidance. A soul in heaven is perceived by other souls as a wispy, colorful cloud. The majority of souls show as a whitish hue and are lower spirituality souls. The colors range like in a rainbow, with the highest soul color as purple. The higher of the rainbow is for more spiritual souls. While in heaven, souls learn how to create objects and life forms. A soul starts with trying to create simple objects like earth and rocks. They advance to create simple life forms such as bugs or fish. Souls can communicate or locate another soul mentally, even if one is on earth and the other is in heaven. This is most helpful when an incarnated soul wants to communicate with its soul guide. All souls have complete freedom of choice and are never forced to take any action or make any decision. While incarnated, a soul may choose to defer dealing with a planned emotional situation. Prior to any incarnation, a soul group chooses a worthwhile emotional goal, such as dealing with hate, greed, or a similar problem. A group member volunteers to deal with that problem while planning their incarnation. The other group members then choose to incarnate in supporting roles, such as parents, mates, children, friends, and so on. The result is that the entire soul group incarnates within the same time frame. When thinking about incarnating, a soul starts with what types of emotional situations it wants to experience. The soul and its guide discuss and agree on an incarnation plan. Then the soul, flanked by its guide, plan and attend a meeting with several very senior spiritual soul guides for additional guidance. These may ask for clarification or make suggestions. The soul is even allowed to make mistakes. A soul thinks about what type of life form it wants to host. Now, I'm dealing primarily that the soul would want to go into a human form on Earth. But in practice, a soul can go into any life form and even on other planets. The soul decides, man or woman, what race and what type of lifestyle, etc. It sends its wishes to highly advanced souls whose occupation is managing the Akashic records. It receives 3 or 4 host possibilities. The soul then uses a heavenly computerized facility to gain additional details about these possibilities. It will then notify the senior guides of its choice. The soul and its guide plan any number of meetings with the soul's group and additional souls that may assist in the soul's incarnate life. The meetings also include all the guides. Those must be some meetings. You got 2 levels. You got the guides dealing with each other. You got the souls dealing with each other. The souls deal with the guides and the guides with the souls. You really got to be with it. The soul's mother, father, or siblings may be other members of the soul group or assisting souls. These souls may require personal characteristics that are necessary to create the emotional situations. A drunken father, a selfish sibling, a controlling teacher are some of the possibilities. Attending souls volunteer and the soul's guide controls the meeting. The volunteering souls must also incarnate in the same time frame in order to interact with the incarnating soul. They also go through a lengthy planning process. In the future, when one of the other souls in the group are planning an incarnation, the primary soul may need to incarnate to provide its soul group support. So it's give and take. Souls of the incarnating group may need to adopt very disagreeable characteristics during the period of incarnation, since that role was what it accepted. They strive to ensure the incarnating soul, or primary soul, that they are only acting in this role to facilitate the desired agenda. Meetings of souls that will be involved with the primary soul follow. These review the primary soul's incarnation agenda and the incarnations with the supporting souls. During the last of these meetings, the primary soul will be given clues as to how to identify prospective significant others or mates and others while incarnated. The primary soul also needs to attend the meetings of the other souls in the group that are incarnating. Now, the primary soul waits until its unborn host is approximately 6 months old and then travels to Earth. The soul visits the unborn host periodically to introduce itself and to establish a mental union with it. It explores Earth, romps on Earth with other souls, and visits the unborn host frequently. It maintains a mental surveillance of its unborn host. As the prospective host births, the soul incarnates and agrees with its guide to forget any memories it has of incarnating details, as well as all details of previous incarnated lives. The soul uses the host and in return will provide guidance and support to it. The communication between a soul and its host is complex. The soul has complete access to the host's mind and knows what it is thinking. The host needs to develop its senses in order to perceive the soul's communication. Truth and agreements are signaled as warm, fuzzy feelings, while negative answers are felt as bad feelings. And if the host is psychic, it may develop other means of knowing what the soul is intending. The soul has a mind, and the host has its mind. The soul uses its mind to guide the host's mind. The host's mind may accept guidance or reject it. It may even overpower the soul's mind and become evil-minded. When the soul completes its agenda and the host dies, the soul returns to heaven. A young soul will be greeted with souls that appear as parents or close earthly friends, or its guide, and then travels to heaven, through heaven to its soul group. And heaven is populated with millions of soul groups. So it's kind of difficult to find a way to your own group. Old souls will directly travel to their soul groups. Souls of evil hosts that have been totally evil, such as a cocaine drug lord, a Mussolini, Stalin, or Hitler, will be counseled and returned to Earth with the future that makes their host a victim of the conditions that they imposed on others. Souls that have been badly harmed will receive a period of healing and counseling before being returned to their soul group. Once the soul recovers from its incarnation, it meets with its guide to compare the planned incarnation with its incarnated experiences. Differences are identified and discussed with the guide, and then the soul, flanked by its guide, meets with the very senior spiritual guides to discuss the differences further. At this point, I want to put up a video. And in doing the homework to make this presentation, I went on Amazon.com and looking for books, and I found another book, and this video gives us, the new book is titled Many Lives and Many Masters by Brian Weiss, MD. And I think this book is as important as Journey of Souls, which we've been working on. Well, so Brian Weiss, his initial practice was as a medical doctor, which means that he got his bachelor's degree and then he went to medical school. And while he was getting practical experience as a doctor, he got interested in psychiatry, and he went back to school and became a psychiatrist. And his first book, which I find the most interesting, was published in 1988. And Amazon.com, with any book that Amazon.com lists for sale, in the supporting information, they list the number of comments that people have voluntarily given and recorded with that book. And Amazon.com has recorded over 8,000 comments on this book, as compared with The Journey of Souls, where they only had 4,500 comparisons. And in my mind, I say The Journey of Souls is really describing heaven structurally, whereas the book by Brian Weiss covers a very troubled patient that he had for over 2 years, and it covers 30 incarnations of that one person, that one soul, not person, the one soul. The incarnations belong to the soul, not to the person. And because that's more personal effect, it probably ranks higher in people's minds than the structure of heaven. Anyhow, that completes my presentation. And in conclusion, I wish to thank my very own soul for all of its guidance as I was preparing for this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Erwin, for that. I'm going to do our affirmative prayer now. But I guess the comment I want to make is that we have always said that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. And in my experience, when we delve into some of these books such as Erwin was talking about, it really puts that focus on the spiritual aspect of ourselves. And most of the time we're sitting here in the physical realm trying to, reach up to our spirit. But as you get involved in books like this, you realize that you're really in your spirit and you're touching down to your body, if you will. And so as we go into prayer now, we know that God and Spirit, the universe, love, is all there is. Everything that is spoken of today, everything that we experience is made out of spirit. We are all spirit stuff. And so as we touch into that wonderful, magnificent inner being that we are, that spiritual being that we are, having a human experience, we just know that all the love and the peace and the power and the joy of God or of Spirit is ours. We claim that now for ourselves and for each and every one of us in this room. And we know that there are members of our community who are struggling, perhaps, going through, experiencing issues, wondering if they're on the right track. Deep questions. And so we just affirm for ourselves and for them that all they have to do is ask, that this guidance that comes through themselves is there and is available for them. We just hold that for them, and we just affirm that for them, and we know that as they ask, it will be given. It is already being acted on by that omnipresence, that all-knowing, that knows and understands the experience they're going through. And we know this experience is all part of the good. It's all part of the plan, as Erwin said. We've brought everything in our life to ourselves for our own understanding, for our own growth. And it's a joyous thing. No matter what it appears at the moment, it is part of this great, magnificent being that each and every one of us is. So we just open ourselves and we accept that magnificence. We accept that wondrous being that we are. We just open our hearts and we let that out. So we take this prayer and we place it into the operation of the law. We know that the law always says yes. The law receives this from us and acts upon it because we are in charge. We plant the seed in the fertile soil and it grows. And so from a point of gratitude, we know this for ourselves and for others. We just release this and we let it go and we know that it's already done. And so it is. Well then, we have more musicians. Please come up. Well, they're the same musicians, just more music. And aren't they beautiful?
So this next song we're going to do is another song that is kind of deals with the themes of reincarnation, and this is "We'll Meet Again." We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. So won't you please say hello to the folks that I know, tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. So won't you please say hello to the folks that I know, tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
Thank you, Taylor and Mark. What a fun song. I loved it. I have some announcements for y'all now. A reminder that our prayer team remains ready to serve and support you. You may submit a request via our webpage, or you may contact Martha Ward or Geneva Collins with your request personally. The prayer team meets virtually on Tuesday afternoons at 4:15, so to pray with you, you may want to consider sitting in your quiet space at home and joining in with them. We know that we are one in spirit, and the energy of prayer knows no limits. A reminder that Early Birds meets on Sunday mornings at 9:30 via Zoom. The link is in your weekly email as well as on the website. Our speakers for April will be on the 4th, Edward Burlbaugh, and we're designating that Easter Bonnet Sunday, so come and wear your best Easter bonnet, men and women. On July the 11th, we have Judy Bethman. She will be speaking about the ministry of dogs. That shall be very interesting, I'm sure. And I think we have a guest appearance by Jasper on that day as well. Yes. On 4/18, Edward Burlbaugh will be speaking again, and on 4/25, Peggy Shin. A reminder that there are 9 leaves still left on our garden tree, available for donations to the prayer garden in addition to your regular tithe. The board is considering adding a walkway from the porch to the pergola for easier access, and also there's the cost of ongoing maintenance. When you send in a contribution to the garden fund, be sure to note that it is for the garden fund on the memo line of your check. This will be the last Sunday that we will be announcing this. As we receive our virtual and in-person gifts, we give great thanks for the offerings already given and those that we will be receiving, because we know that giving and receiving are both part of one flow. We bless these gifts, and we know that they are multiplied throughout our community. There are a number of folks who have contributed to the production of this service today, and we thank you so very much. We are grateful to you for making this possible. So, lastly, I want to remind you to stay around in Zoom and visit with each other, or if you'd like to join us in the social hall for some coffee and goodies, we welcome you to come there. So now, if you will join me in reading the benediction and then our peace song. And I don't know where my paper is. So, there it is on my seat. Okay. The benediction. Spirit in the midst of us is mighty. Joy, peace, and eternal life are our true nature, and flow through us into the world. And so it is.